You going, Joe? Okay, we're here for 3T23 full arena, just for the long diagonals component. Now I'm just going to do this in a walking and talking lesson as discussed by Glenys. Discussed with Glenys, sorry. Now basically what I've done, we're in the arena here. We've outlined the arena and set it out as I would if I was giving a lesson on long diagonals. Now there's a few reasons for, Joe, don't play with the tripod, mate. There's a few reasons for giving lessons on long diagonals. Now for the rider, it encourages the correct application of aids and learning the timing of the aids and when they need to be applied. It helps a rider prepare a horse to go around a curve, and it also helps a rider guide and control a horse, not only around curves, but changing diagonals and also keeping them along a straight. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to walk quickly around the course and just talk about what we would do at different points of the course. Now, what I'm going to do is during this video, I'm going to talk about natural aids, so hand or rein aids and leg aids. Now what I'm going to do is, because I've got limited time given the sun's going down, please refer to my video on natural aids to go further into detail about those aids. So what we're going to do, just follow on, Joe. Okay, we're just going to start over here at A. Now if we were giving a lesson on long diagonals, you can start at a few different points within the arena. Now we've got A here and C, which is at either end of our centre line. We can start our course here, which I've got the blue markers to indicate a start at both A and at C. So just say we're coming around the outside track through C, past H, E, K, and we're coming here, and I'd say, okay, let's start our long diagonals course. So we would come here, we would be on our right diagonal, given that our right side is on the outside of the arena. We would come around here on our right diagonal. The rider would be preparing the horse here to go around the curve at F. Now the rider would need to use their inside guarding and supporting leg and outside supporting and guarding rein, and they would need to use their outside leg and their inside rein to ask the horse around the curves. Once again, please refer to the video I've done on natural aids to go through these more. So now once we get to this point where these witches' hats are, we're going to work our way from F across to H. Now because we're on our right diagonal coming along here, we stay on our right diagonal because this is still the outside of the track. Okay, so coming along here, you'll see we've got some yellow witches' hats here. Now the purpose of these is not only to show the riders where the long diagonal is, to help keep them straight along the course, but if the rider was coming back the other way, this would also be the point that the rider would start to prepare the horse to work around that curve. Okay, so working from F across to H, straight across the long diagonal. Okay, so these white poles here, these are also a guide for the rider. So as they're working across the long diagonal, they have the witches' hats, the yellow cone, and then the white pole as guidance to show them where they need to be going to help them keep on that straight. Okay, these blue cones here indicate the centre line of the arena and the midline. So B to E is our midline, and so as we're crossing here, this point here of the arena is X, and this is the centre of the arena, so that's what these blue cones help to indicate. So once again, working our way over to H. Okay, these yellow cones here, this is where the rider would once again prepare the horse to work around that corner. And so we're coming here, once again applying our inside asking rein, our outside supporting and guarding rein, our outside asking leg and our inside supporting leg. So we're coming around here just before H, we're just coming around near the outside track, coming around that corner, working along closer to the outside track and back to C. Okay, so once again we could start at this point as well. So if we were starting at this point, we'd start here and we go around that way. But when we're coming around here and we've gone from F across to H, if the rider is coordinated, and is able to apply the aids timely. At this point, we would change from our right diagonal that we started on at A through F across to here, and we would change at this point here to our left diagonal. So we're going on our left diagonal here, going on our left diagonal, back onto the outside track, past C. Once again, at this point, this would be when the rider's preparing to curve that horse around through M and then back, working from M across to K, which is our other long diagonal. Okay, so going back across here, once again we've got our yellow markers for the opposite direction, we've got our white poles for guidance, and we've got our blue cones for the centre line and the midline. Okay, so we're working across here to K, we're still on our left diagonal. Now when we're doing long diagonals, at the point in which we change our diagonal is when we get back onto the outside track. So we're on our left coming from M over to K, but when we get to here, this is when we change back onto our right side diagonal. Okay? Okay, so that's how we would teach, or that is the course. So to teach long diagonals, a rider really needs to know a few different things. We need to know what diagonal we're riding on. We need to know how to apply timely and correct natural aids to guide your horse around the corners. And we need to know how to control and guide the horse to stay straight. Okay, so hypothetically, let's say we're going the other way. So we'll start here. I'll start at X. So this time, we're going the opposite way because we need to make sure we teach the skill going both directions on both reins. So, okay, so we're starting here at X. We've worked our way from H over to F, and we will be on our right diagonal. So we're working on our right diagonal. We're getting to the yellow cones here. We're preparing our horse to ask them to bend around that corner at the witches' hats here. We're bending around. We're changing our diagonals from our left diagonal, from our right diagonal, sorry, to our left diagonal, because we've just reached the outside track. And as I said, the point in which you change your diagonal is when you reach the outside track again. Okay, so we're now on our left diagonal, curving around the corner, back onto the outside track, through A, heading towards K. We're preparing the horse to turn, so applying our asking and guiding and supporting aids, turning around here, and we're working now from K across to M. Okay, once again, the witches' hats, the yellow cones, the white poles are what guides the rider to where the diagonals are. So once again, working through here, we're still on our left diagonal, crossing the midline. Now we're working straight towards M. Now as we get to these yellow markers here, Joseph? Okay, once we get to these markers here, this is when we need to once again prepare our horse to curve around that corner. So going around that corner there. Now this is where we change our diagonals back to our right hand side diagonal. So our right hand side diagonal, coming around through C, staying on our right diagonal, turning the corner here at H, and once again heading from H back over the mid. Okay, now doing these exercises, as you can see, the horse would need to, there's a few different things I'd learn. They'd need to be able to change direction, they'd need to be able to go straight and change direction as well. So changing one direction, going straight, changing direction again. This works both sides of the horse and it helps the rider apply the natural aids of our supporting and guarding leg and rein, and also our asking leg and asking rein to go around each of those bends. Okay, it creates the opportunity for the horse to develop suppleness, flexibility and fitness as they're working their way around. And it also helps build up their fitness. Now for the rider, it helps them develop the application of aids and how they can do that accurately and timely. Okay, Tom.